Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Guess who's back? Back again. Ace and Isaiah, they're back again. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? That's right. We are back with another episode of Kicking It with Isaiah and Ace. We are on a brief hiatus, but guess what? We are back now. So for those of you who are actually watching tonight, we really appreciate it. We understand it's 4th of July weekend. You probably got a lot of plans going on. You're probably out there camping or whatever. So let me introduce Isaiah over here. Sorry, yep, he's over here on this side. So Isaiah, how you doing today?
Ace, happy 4th of July weekend to you, man. It's great to be back, to do this show and, spend this Saturday night here doing this show. If to all the audience out here that is wondering why my nickname for tonight's show is this, because I'm officially Captain Leong, because if you guys haven't been following me on Facebook, Alaska Airlines has hired yours truly, and I'm officially going to be the guy not driving the airplanes. Don't worry, I'm not trying to scare people, but I'm going to be the guy, helping you get on the plane, helping you scan your ticket, and also, that bridge that is used to connect the airport to the airplane, I'm actually going to be the guy running that. I'm going to be the guy moving the bridge from the airport to connect to the airplane, and also from the airplane backwards. So a lot of great stuff is happening, man, but I am proud to call myself officially a proud member, a proud employee of Alaska Airlines, man.
That scares me that you're helping anybody do anything with an airplane. Like, legitimately, man. Like, that literally scares the crap out of me. You have to hook up something to the airplane. Heaven forbid you actually get to hook that thing up correctly.
I'm also going to be the guy opening and locking the doors of the plane. So,
oh my God! So to me, so you're in charge with anything on the plane as far as locking doors or anything.
Well, outside the plane, yeah, outside the plane.
Well, yeah, I get that. I get that. One little screw up, man, and it's like it's peace. Like it's all over, man.
Oh.
So I gotta introduce our special guest so he can kind of chime in on this detail. Welcome in, Mr. John Alcorn. John, are you hearing this crap, man? He's actually in charge of locking doors.
I'm never going on an airport or a plane ever again. I would rather spend $250 on an Uber ride, because honestly, because I understand, like, I'm very passionate about sports, but like, we don't want to get to the point where this is flight number. Oh my gosh, Trey Lance got the touchdown. 49ers go 4-1 on the season. Oh my gosh, P. And then like I get it. It's like sometimes we get distracted at work, but I'll say this is serious, dude. This is like connecting stuff, and we don't. That makes me nervous, and wait, but the captain's usually the one that is.
They fly the plane.
Well, who knows? If I do a great job, they might promote me to eventually being the pilot of the plane, which is my ultimate goal.
Hold on here. Hold on. Let's bring up our other guest tonight, which is Big B. So bring him up here. Big B, Isaiah is now in charge of locking the doors on airplanes before they take off.
Oh boy! What airline is this again, Isaiah?
What's up?
What airline again?
Alaska Airlines. They actually hired me. They actually did.
All right. Well, I know what airline I will not be flying.
I know what state to stay from.
I mean, congratulations on the job. That is a big responsibility to make sure the doors are locked. I can just see it now. Breaking news: airplane door flies open. Passengers are falling out one by one. Come to find out, young Isaiah Leong forgot to lock the door. He had one job, was to lock the door. Now, good luck to you, bud, and I hope it works out for you. But I hope they do not transfer you to pilot.
Yeah, Mr. Round, yes, you heard that right. He actually is in charge of locking the doors on the
Wait,
air.
so if you're on the intercom, just be careful what you say and don't listen to Gaines because I don't want to be like, oh, flight number 930, touchdown Trey Lance. Oh no, it's intercepted. He missed the throw, and the 49ers missed the throw. Just be careful.
Well, also my role is I'm actually going to be in charge of rerouting your flights if your flight
Oh my
gets
God.
delayed or canceled. Because I'm
What?
the customer service.
Wait, what?
agent. That's part of my route. Yeah, that's part of my
Wait,
job.
are you okay? Hold on. So, are you on the plane or are you at the airport locking doors?
So I'm at the airport, right? I'm the guy at the San Jose airport. That's where my job is located. And as part of my duties, I have many duties. One of them is I'm going to be like on the telecom, say, hey, your flight 1495.
Okay, so you're not actually on the airplane.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
no,
Ooh.
Yeah, but imagine this though. Imagine this. This guy has to reroute your plane, right? So he calls the captain, and you're supposed to be like flying into Denver or someplace like that. Next thing you know, the captain's like, "Well, for some reason, we're flying over Canada." I'm not quite sure what happened.
He's supposed to go to Omaha, Nebraska, and he goes up to Omaha, wherever there's another Omaha or something.
Right? I'm not.
No. The best one is they got to fly to Paris, France, and he sends them to Paris, Texas. That'd be a quick flight to Paris.
And I'm also in charge of coordinating how much food and what beverages are going on the plane too. That's part of my duties, apparently.
Isaiah,
So no baked potatoes with Fruit Loops on there.
Oh, could you imagine if this guy was actually in charge of making the menus?
Oh,
for
God.
the planes?
The guy that locks himself in the trunk of his parents' car is in charge of locking.
Right, is in charge of locking doors. Like it would legitimately scare me to see the a recipe and the menu this dude would come up with if he was in charge of actually creating menus.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that.
It would be scary. It would be scary.
It would be. You're right.
Well, I mean, it would come up and, you'd be flying and the stewardess would walk up and be like, would you like to order food? It's an Alaskan airline one. And the stewardess walks up, goes, would you like food? And you're like, who prepared it? And oh, this guy named Isaiah. No, thank you. I'll eat when I land. And so Imy's watching. She said he will lock himself in the luggage department on the airplane.
No, you know what's going to happen? He's going to lock himself in the tunnel. After everybody walks in, he's going to shut the door behind him and lock it somehow. So he's stuck in the tunnel. He's going to be pounding on the window to try to get in. Isaiah.
Good old Isaiah. That's right.
I can't wait to hear the stories.
Right, good old Isaiah. Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into our first topic of the night, which this one was kind of interesting because for a few of us, I know we would like it to happen, but we know potentially where this would lead if it would happen. Okay. So, a man, and the man never said anything, but he resigned from his job and vanishes after he's mistakenly paid 268 times his wages. So they overpaid him. They gave him way too much money. He resigns. He vanishes. He doesn't say anything. So, Isaiah, I'll let you kick this off. What is your thoughts on this story?
Bravo to him. Bravo to him. He's probably off in another country right now having the vacation of his life, and he's probably going to stay there with all the amount of money that he has gotten. So bravo to him. A nice long summer vacation, well earned and well deserved. Good for him.
Yeah, but you do know though, just to clarify,
There's
you do
tax.
know that if you do that though and you get caught, like you're in a crap ton of trouble, man. Like that's grand larceny, man. Like that's what that is. That's
Was this in Florida?
stealing. That's theft.
Well, of course, yeah. He's never coming back to the U.S. anymore. He'll stay in like the Caribbean or Mexico or whatever for the rest of his life. He
But,
pretty
but
much can't.
hey,
Was this
is
in
it really theft though when it's written out to you? And I mean,
Well,
you know,
if you obviously know it's a mistake,
well, yeah.
and you go and you cash it, and you know it's a mistake, they're gonna come back at you and be like,
Well, they're going to come back at you, right? But it's, you know, I mean, granted, you're going to know that mistake. I mean, it's not like I get paid $450 every check, and this time they're paying me $550. I go cash it and be like, oh, there's $100 on here, you know. Yeah, what did you say? 200 times his normal wage, or
it was 268 times his normal wage. So that would be like, let's say your check's like $1,400.
oh yeah,
Then that's like you're walking away with like almost $300,000 at that point. You're sitting there going, you know something's not right.
yeah. Somebody put a zero in the wrong spot.
Right? Yeah.
usually
So,
it's the other way around with less zeros? Sorry.
no, you're good, John. John, what is your thoughts on this story?
First of all, everybody from HR and PR needs to be fired immediately. Like there's a difference between this is the perfect meme. You had one job. Was the guy
Lock the door.
Was the guy that or the man or woman that made that checkout? Was it had to be from Bat Brian, because there's no way anybody can make a mistake like that. Like I want to know what kind of company working for, and more importantly, were they legit? Because how in the fart do you make that kind of mistake? 260 or whatever that times your amount. I mean, dude, if I saw that, obviously there's always the temptation to like, let's see if we can get away with this. But like the stupid people at Walmart, even if it, wow, sooner or later something's gonna cave in. You're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna post something, and it's like I want to know, was this in Florida?
Like, no, this was not in Florida. But, some of us, though, have those conscience at times to where, if we know something's wrong, we're like, yeah, that's not. Like, I had a training session with my personal trainer the other day, and we were running late. So he's like, instead of paying when you come in, just come in and then and work out. So at that point, yeah, when I was working out with like he completely forgot about the actual session, like the paying part of that. So yeah, I could have just walked out and been like, forget it. No, man, like in my mind, I'm like, that's not right, dude. Like that's somebody's living. That's somebody's money, man. So
And
like,
the thing is he's probably got a book too, and he's keeping track of things. So he could have came back to you next session and be like, hey, you forgot to pay me the other session, when you're running late. So
yeah, but some people though would just like take off out the door and not even worry
oh
about
yeah. Oh, you're right.
So mess around saying, are you sure about that, John? I'm pretty sure the guy in square 2 could screw it up. I mean, he did once stick his foot in the toilet.
I mean, I'm not good at math, and obviously I went to my teacher's tutoring hours every single day my last in community college, but at least I know when I'm making a mistake. It would be like saying like, oh, I got paid this amount, let's pay this. And then it'd be like, oh, crap, I paid this amount oh, my God, I'm screwed. This had to be by somebody that used to work at Walmart or something, because there's always something stupid that happens at Walmart. It blows my mind. I don't know. Wow.
All right.
I just hope I don't make that mistake when I work for Alaska and I'm charging someone's credit card like some amount of money for their flight, and I put in either a one less zero or one extra zero, and then the person ends up paying.
Is Alaska Airlines hurting for people or what?
This story keeps getting even worse and worse, because not only is he in charge of like shutting the doors and like
the bridge
and like making sure that all the food and stuff is stocked up, but now he's also in charge of money.
Yeah, ticket
I will-
counter,
I
charging
will
people's
admit-
credit cards,
I
selling
will
tickets.
admit, when I worked at Taco Bell, I caught myself before I did it, but I almost charged somebody. Is my second job in high school, so mind you, it wasn't the maturity I am now. Just kind of. I nearly charged somebody $720 for a happy hour, but I caught myself before I did it, obviously, because they would be pissed.
And so Big B messed around, answered your question. He said they must be. They put Isaiah in charge of locking doors, so they definitely must be pretty desperate at that point. But going back now, we can jump into our next topic, which I think is kind of an interesting topic myself too. I think everybody in here is dog lovers, right? Everybody likes dogs.
Yeah.
To a certain degree. Okay. To a certain degree. Okay, there we go. So this topic that actually came up, this couple went to bed, and this happened in Tennessee. This couple went to bed, and when they went to bed, there was no animals in the house. When they woke up, there was a random dog just sleeping in their bed. This dog had broken into their house, got into their house, climbed in their bed, and started snuggling with them in the bed.
No way.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude,
Seriously.
this had to be in Florida because this only happens in Florida.
No, this happened in Tennessee.
Oh,
Close.
man, that's not hard. Dude.
Yeah, this one happened in Tennessee. And this actually happened on May 16th.
Ow.
Dog breaks into house.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't know how it got in there, but I didn't get a chance to read the whole story. I know it got in the house, and then it went on their bed and started snuggling with them on their bed.
Well,
And-
the dog was meant to be there. You know,
I guess so.
they
So
say the pets pick their owners. You know, so
Right. So, Isaiah, what would you do if you went to bed at night with no animals and you woke up and now you had a random dog sleeping in your bed?
Well, it would depend what type of dog it was, right? Like if it was those little puppies, I would be like, "Oh, such a cute puppy. Let me go make you some like roast beef or whatever." Whatever.
Roast beef?
Oh my god, please.
Yeah,
man.
like hey, some dogs eat roast beef. I've seen it before.
Isaiah,
There's
certain foods you can't get to certain dogs,
There's-
especially at a certain age, because they either get the Hershey squirts and it look like a flying wet tornado. Or, my God.
I've seen some dogs get fed like fish, or some dogs get fed like salmon, or something like that. But if it was like a ginormous dog, like one of those like big ones that you see on the street that just like they try to get on you and they're almost to my shoulder, I would probably freak out like a little girl and run outside and then call the cops or call animal control and say, "There's a wild animal right now on my bed. Get that thing out of my bed." Because I like small dogs, but the big ones, like when I see a big one on the street, I'm just like, okay, I'm walking to the opposite side of the street so that dog can't chase after me. I cannot handle the big dogs. But Ace, I'm reading that story that you talked to us about, and what's actually wild about it, and something that you didn't mention, was this dog actually walked 2 miles to get to the Tennessee couple's house. Like that dog walked 2 miles just to get to the Tennessee couple's house. So I don't know, maybe that dog was just like, I like that owner better, like Big B mentioned, and that owner probably cooks a nice brisket or something like that. That's the only thing I could think of.
They've never seen the dog. They've never seen the dog before. How would the dog know?
Hey, dogs have good smell, so they can smell a good brisket from 2 miles away.
oh my
And yeah,
god,
brisket cooking while they're sleeping. That's like Michael from The Office burning his foot on the George Foreman girl. Like, come on.
So mess around saying I'll take a dog over a cat any day. My cat is driving me crazy. She's been in heat for the last few days and won't shut up.
well, I'll take care of it, mess around.
Oh man, I've heard his cat meow, and that thing is like friggin' annoying. It's it doesn't stop. So Big B,
Yeah,
your
they-
thoughts on the story. So you wake up and there's a random dog in your bed.
Well, one, I'm gonna freak out, and be like, how the hell you come in? Especially if especially if all the doors and windows are shut, and I wake up and the dog's there, and I go looking around and the doors and windows are still shut. I'm gonna freak out and figure out how it got in there. But over that, I mean, I would do probably what the right person would do is put up posters, call, pet like humane societies and stuff, and see if there's, first off, I mean, I'd probably keep it in my house and until the owner is found, or adopt it myself. But me, I ain't gonna be like, me and big dogs don't get along. But when I was a kid, I got bit by a Doberman Pinscher when I was younger, underneath my eye. So when it comes to bigger dogs that I don't know, yeah, I kind of get a little skittish and stuff. So, but I would do the right thing and try to figure out where it goes. But yeah, I'd definitely be trying to figure out how the heck the dog got in there.
Yeah, I mean, and just picture this, right? You're laying in bed, you're fast asleep, you wake up, let's say you're kind of awake at this point, right? You kind of roll over, you kind of feel, and you're like, I don't remember the wife being that hairy. I thought she
Yeah,
like
honey, is
shaved
that
her
you?
arms and legs and everything. You're like, what the heck? You're like, what the heck just happened?
Or what if you wake up, you're on your back and you wake up and you open your eyes and there's just a dog face just sitting right there on your chest looking at you.
Oh no!
And that's what I'm saying. As long as the dog's not humping my leg when I wake up, I'd keep it.
And then you wake up and open eyes and you're like, look back and the dog gives you a big old wet kiss, and
Honey, you didn't shave in 6 weeks. Jeez.
Well, so, but imagine this though, right? So maybe it doesn't climb in the bed, right? Maybe you wake up and all you do is kind of sit up, and at the end of the bed, there's these two eyes that are just kind of looking at the bed, just like staring at you. So John,
well, in Isaiah's case, the dog's probably gonna be sitting at the dinner room table with the fork and a plate waiting for his roast beef sandwich. So
right? His roast beef. So John, what's your thoughts on this? A random dog showing up in there.
Honestly, if I was married and this happened, I'd be like, honey, man, you need to shave because man, you are one hairy lady. I'm sorry, but honestly, I would scream like a girl. I'm like, what the fart is that? Because my fear as a kid would, and I love dogs, but it'd be wake up and there'd be like ants or something in my bed. I'd freak out. I'm like, oh my god, what is that thing down my leg? Like, oh gee, that honestly, I would freak out. Honestly, I would probably just keep it for the night, make a bed for the dog, and then just give him to the shelter in the morning because I don't have the time for a dog right now. It'd be selfish, but that would freak me out because I don't want to be like, who's huffing and puffing? It's not me. I already ate Taco Bell and let it go, so I don't know.
It's right?
So sometimes it's just like an erupting volcano, but I don't know. That's just weird. Like this, when you think things can't get any weirder in the news, and we hear on the show,
nope.
And puffing. Oh man, nope.
You get it doggy style. Okay. So Ish is here. He's saying, happy Saturday night, fellas. What is up, Ish? Hope you're having a good night. And then Dave Kokensparger here. He's saying hi. What is up, Dave? We hope you're having a great night also. All right. So moving into our next topic here. This, for me, I would not have this luck. I don't know how many of you would feel like you would have this type of luck or whatever. But this lady goes into a store, and I'm trying to remember exactly where this is. This was in Georgia, it looks like. So what happens is this lady walks into a store. She has $40 in her hands. She walks up to a lottery machine to buy some lottery tickets. And she was telling this story. And as she's putting the money in, she gets all the money put in. And she says typically she always stuck with the cheaper tickets because she's like, it's $40. I can get more than just one ticket or whatever. So she says, as she's going to hit the button, this guy's like walking by and he like leaned against her and like pushed her or whatever. And her hand hit a button and she ended up buying one of the $30 tickets. And when it came out and she scratched it off, she ended up winning $10 million off of this little like push that the guy gave her. And she was like, he didn't even like, she was mad about the push because she's like, this guy didn't even apologize or anything. He just kind of came by and kind of nudged me. My hand hit the button. It printed a $30 ticket. I won $10 million. And the guy didn't even say anything. He just kept walking. So for me personally, I can tell you that would not be my kind of luck. I would not win. I would win jack crap if that happened to me. And I would be like, well, that was a good waste of $40. So, Isaiah, your thoughts?
I agree with you, Ace. That would not be my kind of luck either. In fact, the other day when I was working the Ace game, I put in 15 or it was like $10 into one of the machines that you put in cash and then you gives you a credit card. And then I went to buy something, or no, I went to buy something. For some reason, it didn't work. So I went back. I was on my way back to the machine, went to use the bathroom, and then I overheard, I believe on the radio that something great had happened. And I went to pump my fist. Didn't realize that the hand that I was using to pump my fist with was the hand I was holding the card, and then actually put the card into the toilet, and that's all she wrote right there. So that would certainly not be my luck right there.
Wait,
I mean,
why was the card in your hand when you're in the toilet? It shouldn't be in your pocket.
I was on my way to get a hot dog. I was on my way to get a hot dog.
Usually you go to the bathroom after the ballpark hot dog.
I just had to, I'd take a right turn, but yeah, it's not my luck. So I mean, bravo to that lady. Bravo to her. It was just meant to be. Maybe that guy was like an angel or something sent from heaven to just push her into giving her like all that money. But if I'm the lady, why are you complaining that you got pushed? You won 10 million. Was it $10 million?
Yeah, it was $10 million on a scratch off ticket.
You just won $10 million. Heck, if I won $10 million, I would give that guy, $20 just to tip him for pushing me into I would give him $20, buy him a McDonald's coffee just to tip him for.
That's not generous. That's McDonald's. That's like a slap in the face. McDonald's coffee.
That lady should not be complaining at all. Like, come on, man. That's the greatest luck that I've ever heard.
Man, so remind me, if Isaiah loses $10 million, never to find his money and return it to him, because Isaiah would be like, "Oh, you found my $10 million and returned it? Here, I'll buy you a coffee." I'd be like, "What the hell kind of crap is that?"
It's worth $1, by the way.
Huh? McDonald's coffee is like worth $1,000. You just take one sip.
Dude,
it's the greatest coffee that you could ever drink.
Dirt and pennies mixed together, and that's McDonald's coffee. Their coffee is garbage.
All right. Well, John, your thoughts on this story?
First of all, I hope this lady's single. If she's not, she's getting a divorce. Because who the fuck complains? Because you got, so what? You literally sound like a Walmart customer because you complain about the stupidest thing that doesn't matter. But if I'm her, quit your job, divorce your husband, say, sorry, kids, you're up for adoption. Just
what?
Like, imagine, like, you got $10 million. Like, why would you want to spend it half on your kids? Like, I'm sorry, I know I don't have any kids, but it's like $10 million. Like, I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
I would tell my boss, hey, go eat a bag of rocks. I quit. Like, I'm at like $10 million. You don't have to work again. Just anything. Imagine anything that you could get, you could have pretty much immediately.
So
it would be great.
So mess around saying I'd be thanking that dude for making me push the button that made
don't
me
tell him though, because he's gonna ask for some of that money. You got to be careful there, buddy.
And then mess around also said if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. And I think, you know what? I'm kind of right there with you. So, Big B, your thoughts on her luckily winning this $10 million?
I would be the guy that would have pushed her into the and got it. That would have been my luck, because when I go out gambling, if I know it's a different kind of subject, but if I get off a slot machine, I go way across to the other side of the building, because if that hits after I walk away, I don't want to see it. Because I've had that happen. So but,
I'm right there with you, because I had several people at my work, because there was like 4 times I had gone like back. So I started playing, and then I kind of won a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to get up. So I got up, person sat down right behind me, spun it a couple times, hit the jackpot. And I'm like, really? I just sat there. And then it happened to me 2 other times. And then all the people at my work after that were like, hey, do you want to go gambling after work? I'm like, shut up.
No. I definitely just get up and just go to the other side of the casino, because it's happened to me. But a funny story is when I was working at a gas station, this young kid comes in, his credit card is not working, debit card, and he had like $2. He bought gas, bought a $2 ticket, and actually won $40 to pay for his gas. On a $2 ticket. He's like, I don't know what else to do. It's like, well, I can't let you leave without paying for the gas. And so he took his chance. So sometimes it's just being in the right place at the right time. I mean, so kind of like what Isaiah said, that person was sent there to make them make that decision. So,
So Ish says Isaiah would buy a cruise ship with his money and think he's smart enough to drive it and crash it and sink his boat into rocks 1 mile away.
Broom, get out in the car.
And then have a cup of McDonald's coffee.
No, the McDonald's would be on the boat.
Oh yeah, it would be on the boat. We're not serving a buffet or anything. We're serving McDonald's. You can have your McDonald's buffet. How about
Dude,
that?
that sounds like a cruise ship for toddlers. Oh my god. Please don't tell me you're doing McDonald's, Wendy's, and a Playscape. I mean, oh my god.
Isaiah would probably buy a McDonald's if he could.
Oh, not
And then
just
put it-
that,
and then-
dude. That's
And
not
then
just
move it to Oakland to put it in the Oakland Coliseum to hopefully support the A's, which will be moving to Vegas. So
You guys talked about like your casino experiences. I did have one in the Bahamas, and I gambled for the first time in my life. I told my parents, I want to gamble for the first time in my life, because I had never gambled before, because I wasn't 21 on any of our trips that we went on when we went to a place with a casino. So I went to the Bahamas, right? I put in $1 into the machine, and you were supposed to get like 3 of something, and I got like 2 of it was like purple jelly beans or something like that. And I was like, oh man, I lost. I can't believe it. Lady comes in, sits down. She puts in, I believe it was a 20. She somehow gets 3 purple jelly beans. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you had that one purple jelly bean that was going to fall, but for some reason, it was the one that I got was the yellow jelly bean. That was, I believe, the next one after the purple one. You get the purple one to fall. Like, how lucky can you be? Like, I could have walked out of the Bahamas a millionaire, but instead I walked out losing $1.
I mean, it's just $1.
Right.
The only time I've bet, I'd say gamble. I walked away after I failed once, because I'm like, I'm not gonna go back, because I'm gonna be pissed that somebody got it, or I'm just gonna keep going. And it's just like the A's, just give up, just go to Vegas.
So Mess Around left a comment and said, I got lucky like that once. And he's not talking about this woman. I was working at Safeway years ago and only had $2, not enough to buy a can of dip. So I bought a scratch-off ticket and won $5, just enough for a can of chew. So sometimes. All right. Ish will talk on that one in a little bit, because I'm not really up to date on that one. So I don't want to talk about something that I'm not really up to date on. So I have to research that. But I watched this funny video. This actually just came up in my mind because it was a clip from the show Cops. I'm sure everybody's seen Cops and Cops Reloaded and everything. So it was actually a funny clip off that. This guy gets stopped for drinking and driving, and the cops like, all right, well, we have to arrest you for driving under the influence. And the guy's like, are you for real? And the cop's like, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you were drinking and driving, so we have to take you in. And the guy's like, dude, I have something to do tomorrow. Is there any way I can get out of this? Like, whatsoever? Is there any way I can? And the cop's like, I think there might be a way out. And the guy's like, really? And the cop's like, yeah. Can you spell way? And the guy's like, yeah, W A Y. And the cop's like, nope, you're wrong. So this guy's like, what do you mean I'm wrong? And the cop's like you forgot the F. And the guy's like, there's no F in way. And the cop's like, exactly. Let's go. You're going to jail.
There's no F.
I was like,
That's funny.
I was like, that's awesome. I was like, that was awesome. There's no F.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
It's like that's awesome, dude. There's no effing way. Like, yeah, that was brilliant. I loved it. All right. I just had to tell all that quick before we moved on because it just popped in my head and I was like, oh yeah, it was a funny one. This one is so it's about the longest running joke that there is. And right now they're saying that April Fool's Day might be the world's longest running joke. But the thing is they've done lots of research and they can't even figure out where the heck it came from and how it began. But that to me makes sense. It's like, so did one day, like, did somebody just randomly say on April Fool's, hey, this needs to be like April Fool's Day? Like, we need to tell jokes on April 1st?
So if we Googled when did April Fool's start, it'll say they don't have a date.
Yeah, like nobody knows how it started.
Isaiah, that sounds like something you could start. Say that you made April Fool's Day.
Hey, maybe I did. Maybe I did make April Fool's Day.
No,
I mean, you're right. That is interesting. I've never thought about that. Who did start April Fool's Day? I've always thought like, Nostradamus and Isaac Newton just randomly said, "Oh yeah, let's just make a day where we joke around and start telling jokes." Back in like the 14 BC or whatever they did when they were meeting the Tower of Pisa.
What?
I've always thought that.
So mess around saying, dude, I just spit milk everywhere, even out my nose. You had to say that while I was taking a drink. I'm sorry, man. I just thought people would get a kick out of that because it was funny. But yeah, Isaiah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I don't know why you would come up with weird things like that. That's all I can say. But it is a good question. Like, where did it come from, and why did somebody create it, and who did it? Like, who created it? So, John, does this really make you think it's like, why would somebody just randomly start a day April 1st to just make it April Fool's Day?
I wonder, like, we've all been bored before, but they had to be bored. It's not like, let's go to the local supermarket about 200 miles away. Let's go get a couple of things to eat. I mean, I don't know. Never thought about it because it's weird. Like April Fool's, I just assumed it was, I don't know. It's just one of those things in life you just don't question because you don't even know about it. Now I'm actually gonna have to look this up. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I was really curious about that too. When I saw that, it's just like one of those things when you see it, you don't even think about it. And you're just like, you know what? That's a very good question. It's seriously something that I never thought about.
Some people, I'm not saying this is true, but some people speculate back in the 1582, around the 1500s, 1560, or between 1560 and 1580s. That's just a prediction. We don't know if that's true, obviously, or not, because, well, they didn't have internet.
Yeah, prediction. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but still, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. Like most holidays, you kind of know kind of where they came from, and I know April 1st is not a holiday, but it's still April Fool's. It's still an April Fool's Day. That's kind of what it is, and so it's like one of those things when you think about it, it's like that's a freaking good question. So, Big B, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, it's something that makes you go, I mean, just kind of like somebody thinking that Jordan and Pippen don't belong in the Hall of Fame. Just things that make you go, So, but I'm gonna have to do some research and just Google around and just kind of see if we come up with something, because that's just weird that there's like nothing on when it started or who it started or stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. But like everybody else, I'd never really thought to be like, oh, I wonder how this started. So.
Yeah, which speaking of that, Ish wants to know funniest April Fool's joke we have ever.
Well, you're in high school. You're very immature. Or at least that was for me. This one was harmless, but I had like a couple of them I did. This one, they didn't have caller ID on the teacher's phone numbers on the classroom phone. So while I was in class, the teacher pissed me off. He was a first-year teacher, was just favorited the cheerleaders and football players. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get back at her, but without causing destruction. At least like through whatever. And so I used my phone to call the classroom phone like 25 times in a row. Right before she answers it, I just hang it up. And she literally gets so mad. Like her face is like that character Anger from Inside Out. And so if I find out who did it, then she's gonna flip. And she asked me, John, did you do it? And I was like, no, I would never do something like that. That's just stupid. And then I had another time I convinced a teacher of mine that I was doing cocaine in the outside at school. Like some of them from a distance, you can get like the sugar cane or whatever, the sugar powder. You get like your school ID and Carl, shut up, but hey, me favorite, how's it going? Do you want some? But yeah, I mean, a lot of April Fool's pranks for sure.
Big B, how about you? You have any April Fool's pranks?
Yeah, I was working, McDonald's with some high school kids, and this one kid, I ain't gonna say he's the brightest bulb on the block, but one of the swing supervisors, we're joking around, and the kid asked what he needed to do. The supervisor goes, well, you need to go fill out the mop bucket and mop, and then come see me. All right, so he does. He comes back a couple minutes later. All right, what do you need me to do? Supervisor goes, I need to take the mop and go out there and start mopping up the sidewalk. They're kind of dirty. So the kid goes out there, gets to the door, and the store manager comes in because he was working the late shift because I think it was inventory. And he stops and goes, what are you doing? Well, so-and-so told me how to go mop the sidewalk. And the supervisor's like, oh, okay, good. At least you're being productive, and walks away. And had him go out there, start mopping the sidewalk, and we're all sitting there watching him. So I guess it wasn't really a prank, but it was kind of funny.
No, yeah, it's still funny. I mean,
but he was sure mad when somebody finally told him that, dude, you don't need to mop the sidewalk.
Well, I don't know why anybody would think about that they would have to mop a sidewalk. I don't.
Yeah.
Isaiah.
Mine's actually has something to do with John's, and it's like it's not related directly to John's, but it's like prank calling. And like in high school, like John said, you're very immature, you fool around, do a lot of stupid stuff, and I did my share of stupid stuff back in the day. And what I did was, it was April Fool's Day. This was during our 5th period, and it was about an hour and a half before school ended. So what I did was I went on one of those like prank calling sites, prankdial.com, shout out to them. I and then I put up a North Korean phone number, and I dialed my teacher's number directly to the school. And for some reason, our school's like phone, each phone has when you pick it up, it shows like the number, right, and who's calling and from where. So it rang, and my teacher was like freaking out because she was like, I just got a call from North Korea. What the hell's going on? Like, what's going on? Like, what is this? Like, and then she was telling us like, yeah, you know, I gotta report this to our campus police. And that's when I kind of got like a little bit scared that I was gonna be in trouble. But you know, the thing is, like, they never found out that it was me. It was just like she told the police, not the police, but the campus security guard. And I guess they just penned it as someone was pulling a joke because it was April Fool's Day and it wasn't actually like North Korea calling. But that's like the only thing that I did on April Fool's Day.
So if you get a call from the school office tomorrow, now you know why.
Hey, statute of limitations, man. Statute of limitations.
No, I wouldn't say this is completely a prank. It was more of like a scare thing. My coworker, I didn't tell him I was going to do this, but my first car was like a 94 green Suburban. You wouldn't think, hey, in a 94 green Suburban, you're not going to do donuts in it, right? Well, I did. I drag raced in the green Suburban, and so, which is kind of funny. And so we were just going down this road that was under construction, thankfully. So no, I didn't do anything illegally, kind of, maybe not. And we're speeding along, and I just literally push on the brakes, and the car goes all the way back around. And mind you, cars like that, once they go above 65, 70, these are going because they're not supposed to go that fast. But it kind of scared them a little bit, but it was great.
So the ones that I did, me and a few friends in high school, we did it when we would act in high school. Yeah, I was a thespian in high school, so I did a lot of plays. And so one of our fellow classmates was getting dressed, and he left his car keys on the table, and we're like, hey, let's play the best prank. So we grab his car keys, we go out front, we move his car around the corner, and
I've done that.
We kept the keys in our pocket. And then we go back in there, and we're like, oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God. And he's like, what? We're like, dude, the tow truck was just here. The tow truck came and towed your car. And he's like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, it got towed, man. They said you couldn't park here. It was illegal parking. Even though it was after hours, you're still parking here, and you can't do it. He starts freaking out. He's like, they can't tow my car. I'm like, sorry, man. They went and they towed it. I have no idea where they took it to. I think it was Mass Brothers. I'm not sure. And I mean, he starts freaking out. He calls Mass, and he's like, hey, so you guys have my car? And they're like, what? And they're like, let's try and figure this out. We weren't saying anything. We let him go through the whole entire phone call. And he's like, are you guys sure it was Mass Brothers? Because they're saying they have no idea. And I'm like, I think it was Mass Brothers. I'm pretty sure that's what it said on the tow truck. He's like, they don't have my car. It's like, where the hell is my car? And so for like, this dude was like freaking out for like 20 minutes. Then finally after that, we couldn't keep a straight face anymore. And we finally gave him his keys back. And we're like, yeah, your keys are right up the road around the corner.
Oh, my gosh.
That was probably our funnest April Fool's joke that we did. And yes, mess around. I know where you're going with that, but I'm not going to tell that story live because that one's way out there. And so Ish is saying back in high school, which feels like centuries ago, friend and I were dressing up for prom and okay. And I was like, and so what happened? Oh, and I made a deal with the limo driver to let me carve out the bottom of the seat and put an open can of paint in it after taking out the seat. Okay.
All right.
Oh, so basically, I guess you could scare somebody that's trying to sit. I mean, it's...
Yeah. I mean, no. I see.
And Isaiah's door just open with nobody walking through. So
right. It's right.
You know, All it is, please
Casper-
remove
Casper
Frank
disappeared.
Isaiah at the airport.
Okay, out the seat and then put a black seat cover over it, and this guy sits in it and sits right in the blue paint. So there you go. So that's kind of where I figured he was going with that, but I was kind of waiting to hear the whole story, and that's kind of what I figured. And then Ronald Davis is saying North Korea on hold in line 1. So there you go, Isaiah. That was all for you. You have a phone call for you. This this final topic that I want to touch on. This was specifically, I saw this and I was like, I know Isaiah would like this because this is something that I'm like, obviously Isaiah would probably wear. But they have now come out. They've now come out with a new scent, perfume and cologne. It's French fry.
God, that's disgusting.
Yes, it is now French fry. And so I had to say that because I figured that Isaiah would really respect the French fry.
Shut up. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. It's French fry, perfume, and cologne. And they said it would actually make what they said this would make an excellent Valentine's Day gift if you wanted to come up with one. I was like, how would this make an excellent gift?
I'm not
I'm going to buy French fry perfume for the wife and give it to her on Valentine's Day.
You just make me hungry.
French fry perfume.
French fry perfume, and then you can get it in a cologne also. So Isaiah, how about you? This French fry perfume and cologne.
This is the greatest day of my entire life, man. This is what I've been preaching. We need food-scented cologne, not just your berry cologne. But, this is a great step in the right direction. Like Ish's comment, yes, pumpkin pie absolutely needs to be a scented cologne. I would wear that any day, but French fries, of course, because, you would smell like French fries. You would definitely, after wearing it, you would sprint to a McDonald's or a Jack in the Box or a Burger King and get some French fries. Every restaurant should sell these.
Maybe do.
So just to get you for more business, but it's perfect. Who doesn't want to smell like potatoes?
Well,
I do. I worked in fast food. I worked around people that literally their farts smell like potatoes, and I don't know how it happens.
It's better than smelling a regular fart. I'd rather smell
First of
potatoes.
all, farts. That's not the point. We're not talking about farts in the show here.
well,
But
like, why are we even talking? What the hell?
I've worked in fast food. You do not want to smell like the food you are working with after a while. Like, no, you don't. But I would smell like tortillas and off-brand Mexican.
Yeah, John, I'm right there with you because even Messeron says, yeah, because chicks dig dudes that smell like they work at McDonald's.
That is the worst smelling ever. When you get home and you're doing laundry or something, all you can smell in your clothes is fried food. Yeah. No, pass.
Let me ask you though. If you had to wear a perfume that was either smelling of French fry or if somebody had like a job at a fish plant, would you rather smell something that like fish plant or French fry?
French fry.
French fries,
Well,
easy.
yeah, French fry, because fish, can really smell awful.
Right?
Fish plate.
At this point, it would smell awful for days too.
Huh?
Be gross.
It would smell awful for days. The fish smell if you smelled the fish.
Yeah, fish gets bad, man. Fish gets really, really bad. So I don't want to smell like French fries either, but if I had to choose between those, it would definitely be on the French fries side. And Christy's saying, I hate smelling like Hardee's thick burgers. And then Nate's saying, yeah, I work at Taco Time. I don't want to smell like the food 24/7.
Yep.
So I just figured that this is one that Isaiah would look at and be like, yeah, I would definitely wear French.
And I really hope Isaiah goes buys a kid because I want to see him put it on and then try to pick up a chick and see what happens.
What literally like it's like you work in fast food, you go home and like you let out a fart and like where did that dust come from? Oh, it's because I'm working in fast food. That's what crop dusting is, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I wouldn't mind smelling like a bacon and cheese McGriddle. I really wouldn't.
Ugh.
Well,
Bro, you want a perfume? Are you okay? A cologne. You want a cologne that smells like bacon and cheese?
yes, McGriddle.
Hey.
The pancake smell and the maple syrup smell mixed together too.
You don't want to smell like Nabatis.
Mix all of that together, of course.
I think we all need to chip in and buy Isaiah this cologne French fries, send it to his house,
Yes.
and let him go to work at Alaska Airlines smelling like French fries.
Oh,
And then
man.
out to the club and see how many girls he gets.
Oh God.
Hey, I'll try to find it when I'm up in Sarge's neck of the woods next week when I go to Seattle for my training for a week. So maybe I'll bring it back to the Bay Area and actually pour it on myself on the show next week.
Oh my God.
Or no. I will pour it if I find it. I will spray it on myself because it'll be next Saturday. So I'll still be in Seattle at the hotel. I would pour it on myself in the hotel. I'll do that. How about that?
That is so weird, man. I'm telling you, that is so
You
weird.
get a tomato and a garlic one too. That would be amazing.
So apparently, this French fries scent, it's sold out within hours.
Shut up.
I'm serious. I'm reading about it now. It said it's sold out within hours.
I bet you we can find some on Amazon.
The Valentine's Day, you can offer that special someone the ultimate gift, the fragrance of French fries.
Dude,
The Idaho Potato Commission rolled out the fragrance of French fries that mimics the fast food favorites.
I don't even think there's a food I would want to smell like, even if I had to. I think I would just rather smell my own BO than any kind of food.
It's 1.7 ounce bottles and it sells for $1.89.
what?
Yeah,
That's awesome. That is awesome. Pretty
Yeah.
cheap too.
$1.89. So you can either spend $1.89 of a fragrance, or you can go to McDonald's and spend like $2 and something and get a small thing of French fries.
Literally, a large fry is $1. So it's like, never mind. I'm not even gonna get into that.
It's supposed to say thing, but spell check.
Yeah, it said it's not a good thing if you're on a diet,
Oof.
I mean,
right? Yeah, she had to bring up my diet thing going on here. Oh, that would be killer. But that's pretty much all the time we had for tonight. We are right there at that very last bit. So if we get a chance, Isaiah, you got to go out and buy this $1.89.
we're gonna find it for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're gonna
Yes,
find it.
yes.
We're gonna figure out where we can get it. It's $1.89, and then you can wear it, and then you can tell us how it is.
How many chicks you got?
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna throw a number out there, and
He's either not gonna get chicks, and he's gonna get either hungry dogs going after him. I think.
yeah, he's gonna get a lot.
That's
of
my
animals
biggest
that are
worry.
following
Yeah, the dogs come at running after me. I have to sprint for miles.
Yeah, and it says McDonald's is coming out with their own perfumes too. So
Yes, let's go.
you
No
just made
way.
Isaiah's day right there. You just made his day.
Coffee perfume. Let's go, McDonald's. Come out with that one.
Be perfect.
Coffee perfume. What in the world, dude?
Chicken.
Yeah, the McChicken perfume.
Oh God, no! I don't want to smell like chicken
The
and
fish fillet with extra tartar sauce perfume.
Oh, I
The
want
fish
to
fillet.
taste it so bad, but I won't.
Chicken
We call it fishy.
Fishy.
The Big Mac perfume. Oh,
It's the ultimate fishy. You can come and get a fish fillet, and you can get the little bit of the fishy on the side.
Oh my God!
A totally different way, but I think I'll save it for 4 bros. But
Right?
Apple pie perfume. You smelling like apples and cinnamon.
Well, that's a little bit different than smelling like a fish or
Oh yeah.
a burger or
How about the Caesar salad perfume, Big B?
What?
Wow.
Well,
Well,
what are you wearing today? I'm wearing my Caesar salad stuff. What you wearing? I'm going to put on some fishy stuff.
right. I'm putting on the
It
fish.
smells fishy. No,
It smells nice and fishy.
I'm going to wear some McChicken.
You know what though? I think the only thing that, no joke about this, right before we wrap it up, I think that the one thing that people might actually go for is bacon scent. Everybody loves bacon.
gross. I don't want to smell like bacon. Mm-mm.
What?
I love bacon, but I
No,
don't smell like bacon. I worked in
I
fast
do. No.
food again.
All right. Well, we're at that point anyway, so we'll go ahead and we'll kind of give our final thoughts. So, Big B, I'll go ahead and start with you. Go ahead and give your final thoughts for us.
Yeah, keep checking us out. Thanks for having me on, kicking it with you guys. Keep checking out Coast to Coast all week long, especially Sports Minute. I am going to do a little John rant there about my Wolves making a big move this week. So,
Well, at least you're
also-
the positive one.
but outside of that, yeah, thank you and keep checking us out.
All right. And then, John, your final thoughts.
Not much to say because I'm pissed off about my team. But no, it was good to be on. And Isaiah, I do wish you the best at the job, but please be careful. Like you
Please
do
make
not
sure you
be
lock the doors.
listening to a game while you're connecting a thing for the airport. Because I don't know if that's difficult, but man, just be careful.
Yeah, that's all we can say for you. We definitely want to thank everybody for watching, though. Everybody who left the comments in the comment box, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun tonight. We had a lot of great topics for you. We'll have a lot more for you next week. And you never know what you're going to get on this show. I mean, you just don't. Who would have thought that Isaiah would have been in charge of like locking doors on an airplane and like rerouting airplanes and things like that? Nobody ever would have thought that, to be perfectly honest, which to me is kind of scary, but it is what it is. So we definitely want to thank everybody for watching. If you didn't hear the news on Sports Minute last time, you can see it again. You can actually watch us on Amazon also if you want to. So you can check us out there. So with that, we hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you next Saturday for another episode of Kicking It with Isaiah and Ace. You have a fabulous night.